Hello, welcome to Technically Analytics. The Dodgers have signed Japanese pitcher Yabashino Yamamoto. He's a pitcher from Japan. He throws right, bats right. He's 5'10", 176. He's one of the most coveted Japanese pitchers to come over since Kodai Senga, and we'll talk about Senga later in the video. So what's the big deal about Yamamoto? Obviously, his free agency was very drawn out. He went to the Dodgers initially, and he came out afterwards and said that he was going to go to the Dodgers pretty much regardless, because early on in his free agency or in his posting period, he basically said, I was going to go to the Dodgers regardless of where Ohtani went, even though he did say he wanted to play with a Japanese player. So when you look at his career stats in Japan, he's been pretty lights out his whole career. His ERA hasn't gone above 3, and he doesn't really walk anybody. Like, he has less than 50 walks in any season in 7 seasons he's played in Japan. And then his strikeouts have just gone up and up and up and up. So this guy is elite. He's going to be a Cy Young ace type guy. All his stuff looks good. Like, his walks are not very high. He doesn't give up home runs. He gives up very little hits, and his strikeouts are pretty decent. I mean, it's not crazy, but he's a really good pitcher. Like, he's going to be great for the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers signed Yamamoto to a 12-year, $325 million contract with a $50 million signing bonus and $325 million guaranteed. And that's an average annual salary of $27 million. So this is probably the most controversial thing about Yamamoto, is that the Dodgers signed him for so much money. Like, he's a really good pitcher, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't thrown a pitch in the MLB yet. So we're going off of his Nippon League career thus far, which has been lights out, to be fair, but he hasn't really thrown a pitch ever. So it's a little bit questionable that they would give him this much money for this long. They're obviously expecting him to be good. So the breakdown, there's not much to see, but it is notable that he has opt-outs available after 2029, player opt-outs till 2031, and then he's a free agent in 2036 at 37 years old. This guy's only 25, so my natural thought was, when I saw this guy play in the WBC, and then I heard about him coming over to MLB, and I first thought, oh wow, this guy is probably like another Kodai Senga, another Japanese pitcher coming over. Although there's a few differences between Senga and Yamamoto. The key difference is Senga is 30 years old, Yamamoto is 25. And so that's the main difference. Their contracts are very different too. It's looking like a steal for Senga. 5 years, $75 million to the Mets last year, and he pitched very well. As you can see, he had a 2.98 ERA, 4.5 WAR, 12 wins, 166 innings pitched, 202 strikeouts. He came in 7th in the Cy Young voting, so Senga turned out to be a really good deal. So I think the Dodgers are kind of looking at Senga and being like, all right, yeah, this guy is probably kind of similar, has a similar trajectory, which I can understand that thought process. So I was curious as to what the Fangraphs projected Senga to be for the Mets in 2023 in 2022-2023 when they signed him. So the projection for him was a 5.14 ERA and a 4.71 FIP, 0.4 WAR, 110 innings pitched, 7.7 Ks per 9, 3.3 walks, 1.4 home runs per 9. And I thought, wow, and I wondered, because when I looked at Yamamoto's projections, they gave him a 3.97 ERA, they gave him 9 Ks, 2 walks, 1.3 home runs per 9. So pretty similar in the walks and the Ks, but a lot different, but a lot lower ERA, so and a lot higher WAR and more strikeouts too. So I was very curious to know what the comparison was, and they're projecting Yamamoto to be even better, and he probably will be because he's younger. He has more time to develop and get used to MLB batters and all that. Because there was like an adjustment period, and Senga did go through some of that, but he really performed well. Like he outperformed what even I was expecting and everyone was expecting. So I think that I'm wondering if these projections kind of reflect what Senga was able to do. Like obviously he adjusted very well, so they're thinking that Yamamoto is gonna just be able to adjust very well too. But what does that mean for their lineup now, or rather their rotation? So Yamamoto slots in, obviously he, along with Glasnow, Buehler, Miller, and Sheehan, and then next year Ohtani is gonna be pitching. So he's like he's another guy, another ace basically. They got 3 or 4 of them now. So plus, not to mention, they have 2 guys, Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin, that are injured, and they'll be coming back at some point mid-season or late season probably. So yeah, the Dodgers pitching is pretty scary. Their starting pitching is set. Like they're loaded. They have enough guys to last a lot of injuries. They could easily get through the whole season and not even have to use all these guys. So Dodgers are looking pretty scary. Yarborough moves to the bullpen. That's pretty notable. Probably as like a long relief guy because they had him in the starting rotation before they made these signings. But with Glasnow and Yamamoto, I like the Dodgers rotation. It has to be one of the best in the league at this point. There's not many better ones. You don't get much better. If Yamamoto is anything like Senga, then it's going to be one of the best rotations. If Glasnow can stay healthy, Buehler needs to stay healthy. That's the one big key thing for the Dodgers rotation is they all need to stay healthy. If they can keep the rotation healthy, Dodgers have no excuses but to win everything. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon.